Beneath Paris lie the remains of 6 million people, stacked in tunnels that stretch on for miles. Skulls, femurs, whole skeletons, arranged like walls. Why would anyone build a city of the dead? If you've ever wondered why humans would sanctify bones, you're about to get answers. We're heading deep underground into the Paris Catacombs to ask why humans turned death into architecture. Along the way, I'll share what it felt like when my own family wandered through these dark, bone-filled corridors. Welcome to Around the World of Faith, a place for the curious, the skeptical, and anyone who wonders what lies beneath the surface of belief. In the late 1700s, Paris ran out of space to bury its dead. Graves overflowed, corpses seeped into basements, and the stench of decay filled the streets. The solution? Move millions of bones underground into old limestone quarries. Today, 6 million Parisians, centuries of them, rest below the streets. It's terrifying, mesmerizing, and you can almost feel their presence. But why do humans everywhere turn death into something sacred or even profitable? And if Paris feels weird, just wait till you see the parallels in Peru, Rome, and Buddhist traditions. Religion is supposed to help us face death with peace, but too often it doubles down on fear. Instead of embracing uncertainty, religion often says, follow the rules or face eternal torment. Why do we accept this? The bones aren't preaching salvation. They just stare back with empty sockets, silently reminding us no theology has ever stopped death. And yet, millions still come, treating it almost like a church, which makes me wonder, is this faith or just our refusal to face mortality without ritual? If this makes you think or shiver, please like, subscribe, and share. I'd love to hear from fellow wanderers. And Paris is just the beginning. Around the world, people have turned bones, tombs, and caves into sacred spaces. In Rome, the Capuchin crypts display skeletons arranged into chandeliers and wall mosaics, turning death into eerie decoration. In the Czech Republic, the Sedlec ossuary does the same. Bones fashioned into garlands, coats of arms, and also chandeliers. Portugal has its own Chapel of Bones. Eastern Orthodox churches, bones of saints are preserved in ornate shrines. St. Rita's Catholic Church of my childhood claimed to hold a relic, a tiny portion of bone from St. Rita herself. In Peru, both Nazca and Chachapoya cultures preserve mummies high in cliffside tombs. In Buddhist traditions, relics of the Buddha, teeth, bones, ashes, are enshrined in gilded stupas. On a small island in Batur Lake, Bali, an ancient culture predating Hinduism places their dead in bamboo cages. The bodies decompose for up to a year before the remains are respectfully arranged around the island. And in Tibet, the sky burial ritual returns the body to nature, a public, sacred act reminding everyone of impermanence. Across cultures, bones become symbols of mortality, reminders that life is fleeting. But let me take you back underground, what it felt like to wander those spaces with my family. When my family visited the catacombs, we climbed down the narrow spiral staircase, 131 steps in all, into damp, heavy air. The tunnels seemed to stretch endlessly, and then we saw the walls, skulls stacked in precise rows, bones arranged into intricate patterns like decoration. I felt two things at once, awe and unease. My kids whispered, as if their voices might disturb the dead, and I couldn't stop thinking. Each skull was once a person who laughed, worked, dreamed, and probably prayed. Now they're part of Paris's underground tapestry. And that moment struck me harder than any sermon ever could. Death doesn't need mythology to be profound. Death already is. Maybe the catacombs aren't here to scare us into faith or to sell tickets to tourists. Maybe they're just a raw reminder. Life is short, fragile, and finite. If bones can teach us anything, it's that every day above ground is a miracle. For me, leaving organized religion didn't mean leaving the search for meaning. Standing in those tunnels, I didn't need a priest or pastor to interpret it. I felt it directly. Life is temporary, but it's also precious. If you've wrestled with religion, mortality, faith, or doubt, you are not alone. I promise you, you are not alone. I'd love to hear your reflections. Have you ever visited a place that shook your sense of spirituality? Drop it in the comments. Someone may need to hear what you have to say. So next time you think about the catacombs or any sacred space, maybe ask yourself, what are these bones really saying? And if this resonates, check out my other videos on spirituality beyond religion, faith journeys, and the strange ways humans have to find meaning. Thank you.